Hey, it's Jeff here. Welcome to NEBR, New England Beer Reviews. Today, brand new from Squam Brewing of Plymouth, New Hampshire, is their Sugar Cabin IPA, and it has an alcohol by volume of 7.0% ABV. It is brewed with maple syrup from New Hampshire and was just released at the end of April of 2017 as a short, small batch. So check it out. It's brand new. They haven't put a new beer out in quite some time. You watch my channel, especially if you've been watching my channel for the last 7 years or so. I've done a lot of Squam beers over the years, but the last one I did that was new was probably about 2 years ago. So anyway, but they got a line of about a dozen or so beers that they put out pretty regularly. It's pretty much a one-man operation up there. So give it a pour. I'm sort of picking this location deliberately because sitting right behind me, as you might be able to tell, is a maple tree, which seems appropriate for a beer that uses maple syrup as part of the recipe. Huh? So let's give it a pour. And I'm getting a fly on me as I pour. Hang on, let me get rid of that guy. There we go. Now I'll give it a pour. A little outtake, yeah? Okay, let's give this a pour and check it all out. Alright, about 3/4 full. Give a good sense of what's going on here. Okay, well, take a look at this beer in this Brew New Hampshire glass. Hazy, cloudy, kind of a maple syrup. It's not quite as dark as regular maple syrup. It is an orange amber tone, a light orange amber tone. I thought it might be a little darker if it's brewed with maple syrup, but maybe it's a lighter grade of maple syrup. And you can see the up top, you can see the foamy sort of white, off-white head. It's kind of foamy, kind of soft looking. There we go. All right. A lot of pollen falling around me today, so hope I don't start sneezing in the middle of this video. Okay, let's get into the aroma here. Okay, you're really picking up more of the maple sugar sweetness than anything else. It's an India Pale Ale, so you kind of might want to pick up some hops if they're trying to blend the two together, sweetness and hoppiness. But I'm definitely getting the maple sugar character, but there's a hint of citrus, really. Yeah, just like the slightest hint of citrus in the background, but it's really overwhelmed by the maple syrup and malty sensations. Yeah, maybe just a slight citrus bite behind it all. It's sort of a cleanish sort of citrusy bite. Okay, let's get into the taste. Nice bitterness at the end. Not a huge hop finale, but the flavor is definitely sweet forward. I mean, we're talking a good dose of maple syrup. Characters are really playing up in this beer quite a lot, and the sweetness is just very, very sweet. I want to say caramel, I want to say toffee, but it's really picking up that maple, you know. The body falls into the medium range, not really acidic, I'd say, but just got this sort of, it's got this sort of astringency to it. It's not really super smooth, but it's not really hard either. Okay, after a third or fourth sip, I'm still picking up that abundance of maple syrup and maple sugar sweetness and all that, but I'm also picking up a bit of a bitter bite now. Maybe it just took a moment to sort of kind of move around in the glass and be poured out and so on before it really started to kicking in with that hop bite at the end, because that's coming up a little bit at the end now. It's a bitter ending. I don't get the citrus like I did on the nose as the bitter finish. It's more of a straight up earthy sort of bitterness at the end. A resiny sort of business. Resiny might be a good character, kind of a resiny sort of bitterness at the end. So, But the idea was to talk about maple syrup and maple sugar. That's why it's called the Sugar Cabin IPA, because, well, good traditional New Hampshire sugar cabin scene there on the label. And he has the same artist who does a lot of his work. She's put together, done most of his labels over the years. I think all of them, actually. So, anyway. But it's a decent beer, only available in New Hampshire and only for a short time. And I'm not sure if this is going to be a regular every year in the spring when the maple syrup and the sap is flowing. Whether they'll bring it back next spring, I guess it depends on how successful it is this time around. But he's only available in New Hampshire. I don't think he has any plans or desire to get outside of New Hampshire. As a matter of fact, Squam, one of the reasons they formed this brewery some years ago was that he wanted to do special order batches of beer. And in other words, if you have a retirement party or a wedding or something like that, he wanted to brew batches of beer specific for those events. And he's done a few of those. And I think that's something he still has a desire to do, but he doesn't produce a lot of new beer, and it's only available in very limited stores around New Hampshire, and of course in the Plymouth area, but there's 2 or 3 stores in the state that get it, and you know, it's a very small operation, but when you can find it when you're in New Hampshire, it's actually pretty decent stuff. So, and they only do it in these 650 milliliter bottles. He's not looking at a canning line, as far as I know, or smaller bottles or anything. It's always these 650s. So that'll do it for now. This is Squam Brewing Sugar Cabin IPA. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you again next time.